Today, I want to talk to you about something that many of us didn't even realize had a name. I didn't even realize such name until literally I started putting these injections in my body. And all of a sudden, it just disappeared. And that, my friends, is food noise. If you've ever felt like food was constantly on your mind, like decisions around eating became exhausting, or like saying no felt almost impossible, this video is for you. We're going to break down what food noise is, why it's so powerful, and why its absence changes everything when you do life on Tirzepatide. But before we move on, if you are new, this is my journey on Tirzepatide. I am not a health coach or a dietitian or a doctor. Just want to make sure I put that out there. This is my personal opinion about putting this weekly, once a week injection in my stomach, and I'm sharing the results. I'm sharing the effects. I'm sharing what I'm learning. I'm sharing anything that can inspire someone who might be considering Tirzepatide. So consider subscribing. And if you get value out of today's video, of course, hit that like button. It really does help position our video in front of other people searching for videos like this. And if you got any questions, I will do the best that I can to answer them, and I will respond properly. I love community and I love engagement. So feel free to write me a comment in the comments down below. So what is food noise? Food noise isn't hunger. Food noise is the constant background chatter about food, what you shouldn't eat, and why you're thinking about it again. It's mental. It's often automatic. And for so many people, including myself, it was running nonstop, and it was quietly draining energy from me all day long until the 2 p.m. rule. I'd crash. I'd take a nap. Didn't know what the heck was going on. Blood sugar out of whack, everything out of whack. I just wanted to eat all the time. Being in and around food for the majority of my career and life in the food service industry, I just had a very hard time of saying no and having access to thousands of samples and thousands of options. Who wouldn't? So that brings me to slide 3, what food noise sounds like. Food noise has a voice. It sounds like bargaining, justifying, negotiating. You're not even hungry, but suddenly you start thinking about snacks. You're thinking about your cravings or what's nearby. This isn't a weakness. This is your brain responding to signals it's been trained to respond to for years. And really, honestly, for the past 15 years since being married, my weight gain has constantly gone up. When I got married, I was 160 pounds. And before life on Tirzepatide, before it was prescribed to me, before it was even talked to by my doctor with me, I had reached a pinnacle of weight that I had never thought I would ever see myself. The story is real, guys. I am at my heaviest, or was at my heaviest 4 weeks ago, 270 plus pounds. It's crazy. And to think that I've lost 16 pounds to date is even crazier, because I have not seen the scale go down like this over the course of the months until now. It's always gone up and up. 1 more pound and up. I just had enough. And so I began taking action. I've been going to my doctors, running blood panels, realizing that I'm borderline of a heart attack, realizing that my triglyceride levels were high. Everything was high. My body has been screaming at me for a very long time, and now it's not. So this is my personal journey on life with Tirzepatide. I hope you'll join me. Let's talk about why food noise is so powerful. Food noise is powerful because it's biologically driven. Hormones, mostly, blood sugar fluctuations, and the reward pathways. They all play a role. Sigmund Freud once said, I can't tell you the purpose of life, but I could tell you 2 things that humans do. They run away from pain and they go towards things that give them comfort or pleasure. Food gives us comfort, gives us pleasure. And if our hormones are out of whack and we're aging and our blood sugar is spiking and we're crashing and our body's failing us, we got to do something about it. When your system is constantly signaling for quick energy or comfort, your brain keeps pushing food to the front of your thoughts. And that's why willpower often has failed for me, because we're fighting. We're fighting our biology, not just our habits, not just our triggers. We're fighting our biology. So in the last 4 weeks, what changed when food noise disappeared? What changed was taking this injection once a week. That's honestly that's what happened. When food noise disappears, the first thing people notice isn't the weight loss. It's like somebody walked into your brain and flipped a switch, and all of a sudden, everything I just said went silent. I was in the grocery store this evening with my son picking up food. I walked right past the desserts. That was always the first place I stopped. Nothing sweet. Nothing before that light switch was turned off. All the food noise gone. And it's crazy because a month ago, it was the direct opposite. I couldn't say no. I didn't know how to say no. So yeah, the first thing is it's like someone's walked into your brain and turned the light switch on or turned it off and the silence is there. You don't even think about it. It doesn't even sound good anymore. The only thing I could think of tonight when I was in the grocery store with my son was what kind of protein could I get? Because I know that carbs are going to cause crashes. Carbs didn't even sound good. And in fact, tonight's dinner, I didn't even eat any carbs. I just had pure protein and a handful of grilled vegetables. That's not the Michael that I know. So I know that life on Tirzepatide is beginning to show its true colors. The constant mental tug of war just comes to a stop. Food becomes neutral instead of urgent. And for the first time, many people feel relief, including myself. Not because food is restricted, because it's there, but it no longer controls me. So why saying no is suddenly easier? What has changed? Saying no used to feel like a fight for me, like resisting something pulling at you. And now without that food noise, I don't fight against that system. I can finally pause, I can think, and I can choose. Not because I'm stronger, but because the pressure's gone. The difference between control versus freedom. This isn't about control. Control feels tight, it feels restrictive, it feels exhausting. I've been on diets that have felt tight, restrictive, and exhausting, and I just never win. I never lose the weight that I'm hopeful that I'm losing. And freedom feels calm now. When food noise is gone, choices don't feel forced, they feel obvious. And that's the difference between white knuckling your way through eating and finally having peace around it. How has this led to better choices? Over the past 4 weeks, as the food noise has faded, my brain finally has space to choose other options. And this isn't reacting. This is your body, your biology finally responding because the hormones are doing what Tirzepatide is meant to do. You think about how food will make you feel later, not just in the moment. And that's why better choices start happening naturally, without rules, guilt, or pressure. Why this is not about perfection. This doesn't mean you never want to treat again. It means food no longer has moral power over you. Do I like sweet things? Absolutely. Do I crave them? I don't feel like I want them. So you begin naturally, like tonight, intentionally choosing to not eat emotionally or compulsively. And that's a massive shift for me that has nothing to do with perfection. If anything, we've always heard it this way: progress, not perfection. So I'm making progress. And I'm only in 4 weeks on this injection. Massive progress. Who knows? Maybe I might hit the 20-pound mark in my first month. All I can do is tell you this. When I'm out on the court with my son and I'm playing pickleball with my friends, my body, my mind, my spirit, everything just feels like it's finally winning for the first time in 15 years. So it's not about perfection. It's about intentionally eating and choosing to not emotionally or feel compulsive. Everything I discovered, the real things. It's why in America, with all these food choices, we just choose what we want when we want, and then we face the consequences later in life. But the food noise is gone, and that's how I gauge it's working. The real win here at the end of the day, the biggest win isn't my scale, it's the mental peace. As if I would love to stay on this for the rest of my life, but I know at some point I'm going to have to get off it. When food noise disappears, you finally get your focus back. Your confidence begins to grow and your energy comes back in two folds. You don't crash and you have long-lasting energy throughout the day. And that's what makes the long-term change on Tirzepatide possible. It's not force. There's no fear, but finally, for the first time in your life, when you get on Tirzepatide, you have clarity. Food noise didn't define you. It distracted you. And now that it's quiet, you finally get to choose. Hey, check out this next video on the screen. YouTube thinks that you might like it, and consider subscribing, liking if you got value out of today's video. And if you got any questions, Put them in the comments down below. I'll see you guys on the next video.